Well, hello, I'm back to podcasting. I've had a 3-week break and I'm really happy to be back with you today. I've got a few things to share, 3 whips and a finished object. I have actually finished something. So I've got that to share, and if you stick around and you're a doggy lover, then I have my puppy at the very end. I've already recorded that clip. It's funny doing it before for what comes after, but that's the way it worked. He was in the right kind of frame of mind and I just grabbed it wasn't even this tripod and this setup with the microphone, so sorry if the sound's not amazing, but what you wanted was the puppy, and I think I've got him right at the front. So that's all coming at the end if you like puppies. Everyone likes puppies, right? So let's start with my finished object. Ta-da! I have not shared this for quite a while because I still had all the ends to sew in. Finally did that about a couple of weeks ago, and then the start of this week I got it blocked, took it to my mum and dad's to block it, and I got it all blocked. I have 2 ends to sew, the start and the finish end. I've done all the others. That was really just to make it easier for me to see when I was writing up the pattern which end was the start end and which end was the finish end. I just left those in to help me, but I will get them sewn in. So this is my advent shawl. Currently doesn't have a name, so that is one of the things you could pop in the comment. If you can think of a name, I would love to know. It's made with the Hobbit yarn from Skein and the Stitch. This was Jess's advent 2023, so Christmas just gone by. This was my advent calendar, and for any superfans out there that missed it, I did Vlogmas, so every day I opened up one of the doors on the advent calendar, and that corresponded to one of these beautiful colours. It takes you through the journey of the Hobbit from leaving Bag End here, right through the story. There's some dark times in the middle, there's a big watery episode. We've got the dragon, and all the way back to when he gets back to Bag End. I'm not too keen on the way that this edge here has blocked. I used blocking wires. Let's see if I can get some slack in it. Yeah, I used blocking wires, and I went through every 3rd chain, and it's just pulled it a wee bit too much. I was hoping that it would relax and slip back. It will in time, I think. Some areas aren't as bad as others. But that is this bit in the middle seems to be, it's not like that all over. However, that is my only slight fault with it. There's no way I'm going through all that blocking again. It took me an hour to get this on wires. What I did was I used Knit Pro wires. They're blocking wires. They're about 1 metre long, as thick as a darning needle, and I just popped that through on the turning edge, so this edge here. I just put it through. I didn't even really note where I was going. I was just kind of through every few sort of decent sized holes or chains at the start, and on the start and the finished edges I went through every 3rd, so the finished edge is fine. I think probably because that I went through the top of the V, if you like, as if you were crocheting through it, and that has worked fine. It's just that other edge. I started this one with a foundation double crochet, so it's the chains at the start that have, I guess you're only going through one piece, and it has just here, just pulled it a bit much. So yeah, I did all that, and then I had it on foamy mats, and then I just put, not many, just a few pins in just to hold the wires. It's a parallelogram shape. You're not seeing that here, but it is a parallelogram shape. So one end is that way, and the other end is this way. I have not taken any finished photos yet. I will pop a couple of blocking ones up so you can see how it looked as I was blocking it. But yay! I'm really, really happy. This one has taken me a while, just because we had Christmas, we had new puppy in the house. And then there was just finding time, and yeah. So the pattern is written up yesterday and the start of today. That I start going out to testers. I have at the minute 5 testers. Let's see if I can shout out to them all. We've got Angela, Gillian, Danny, Claire, and one whose name I don't know because on Instagram they are Bobbins and Creations, something like that. And I need to check what their first name is. But yeah, I have a new group of testers, and I am chuffed about that. That's going to go ahead. With one of them, Gillian, is a Scottish crocheter, and she has yarn from Dystopic Fibres, a Glasgow-based yarn dyer. That was their Advent 2023, and they have those skeins, so I cannot wait to see how that works up. So look out on Instagram. I am marta.mitchell.designs, and I will be sharing testers' progress on that. And yeah, once we've got the testing done, I'll get it tech edited and it'll be coming your way, because you could do this all in one colour. I think it would work in one colour. It could work in bands, say maybe 3 or even 4 of these stripes thick. That would work. You could do it in almost all one colour with the odd stripe going through it. That would also work. So it could be a real stash buster. You could use scrappy minis, anything you have. You could use a magic knot ball on this. I think that would work as well. So many options. You could make it narrower, wider. And what I like to do with my patterns at the very end is give those sorts of options. So if you've tried any of my crochet patterns before, you'll see that at the end I give 4 or 5 options, things like I've just run through, that you could do to change things up. Maybe if you're going to make another one, then here's what you could do the next time, kind of thing. Because we all like to change things up, and yeah. Also, if you are keen to start getting into designing, that is one of the ways you can kind of make something that someone else has made and go, ooh, I quite like this element of it. I'm going to change it and go with that. So you can easily do that as well. So if you are a budding designer, there's just a few wee ideas there for you. Or if you're just having fun, why not? Ideas there too. So I am very, very happy with this, as you can see. Very, very happy. I really like how the colours worked out. Ta-da! Right, can I stop holding it now? Put it down. Yeah. Today I'm wearing a bit of a mishmash of stuff. It's cold. It's around 4 or 5 degrees, but the wind is probably bringing it down to close to freezing. It is very cold. Cold wind coming off the sea. So I have on all the layers. I got some woolly tights on as well. I got my Lucy and Yak dungarees. We got the wrong side for the logo. Lucy and Yak's on. I have this crocheted cowl, which used a bit of scraps. Mostly it is a yarn that's now discontinued. It's gone right out of my head what it is. I really love this yarn, and I designed a few items in it as well. And it's now discontinued, which is a shame. My striation cowl was designed in this yarn. Why has it gone out of my head? Don't know. Oh, I could almost picture it. If I remember, I will pop it up on screen. But yeah, totally love this. It's alpaca based. It's maybe even pure alpaca. And the pattern is by Zines and Roger. And it's if I take it off, I can show you. It's a cowl. Joined at the back. Granny. Starts with a granny kind of thing going on. And it's just worn like that. And it's really... It sits nicely. I really like it. I wear this quite a lot. And the jumper, I wear this jumper a lot too. My mum knitted me this one, and it's alpaca as well, and it is super cozy. Right, let me have a sip of tea and I will show you my whips. I'm just on rooibos with a bit of soya today. Now I will show you knitting. I will go knitting first. Now remember the socks that I have been slowly knitting away on? Well, I have them in my Sewry Me bag. Last time I had, needles sticking up there. Last time I had finished sock 1, so sock 1 still finished. Sock 2 I had just cast on and no more. And now, here we are, so just make sure it was all on the needles. Here we are. I am through the heel, I have done the gusset, and I'm onto the leg. And I'm about a third of the way down. So I'm going to get these finished. I have less than a week to finish these for my dad's birthday, and I'm going to manage that. I'll probably have a good bit of time at the weekend. It's Mother's Day in the UK this Sunday, and I know I'm getting my my dinner made for me by a couple of my boys, so I'm excited about that. So I will have time on Sunday to get some knitting done. The yarn for this is by Steampunk Sheep Yarns, and it all came in the box from Sewry Me that I got, the Christmas in Scotland box. And I just wanted to show you something. I have started putting a little hand cream in each of my project bags. I'm going to pop some on actually. Hands are quite dry. Just a little hand cream. This one's just come from the Body Shop. No affiliate or anything. I just really like these ones. I like the size of them. This one's a Satsuma one. And I've just been popping on, I didn't show you the size of blob, a wee pea-sized blob. Rubbing that in before I knit or crochet. I've got a couple of them, so I'll put them in my main project bags. I'll try and get a few more and just keep one in each project bag and just popping that on. And now that's fine now, so it doesn't take long to rub in. And then, especially in the winter, I find that my hands can be quite dry, and that just really smooths down any of those little dry bits. So there's one of my top tips for you. I shared it with my newsletter subscribers last week, I think, in my little crochet tip box. So that is that. So that is my knitting. Pattern is Autumn Berries by Caitlin Barthold, and it's in the Knitting Bible, Sock Knitting Bible by Lynn Rowe. She put that book together. Yay! So I probably won't be showing these again on the podcast. The next time it will probably just be a wee finished box up the top somewhere. I can show you because I'll be gifting them to my dad. His birthday next week. So there's my knitting whip. And next I have pulled something out of hibernation, and if you were watching the Surplus Yarn Stories podcast by Mariette and Liani, I was their guest nearly 2 weeks ago now on their Surplus Yarn Stories podcast, which is a monthly one that they host together, and they share all sorts of scrappy projects just using up your odds and ends. And I was really happy to be their guest, and I showed lots of things, and it made me think of this project, which I have in my Jane Bull bag that I haven't been working on. But I pulled that one out of hibernation, did some on it for the podcast, and then continued, remembered how much I love it, and I've continued with it another good bit. So I think on that podcast I was halfway up this pink stripe, and I have added all that, and we're back onto the magenta. So there'll be another magenta block like this. Middle of here marks the halfway point actually for this one. I have all this so far. There we go. So I will repeat. We'll have the greyish purple, then another pinky orangey, and finish with a greyish purple. That's what I'm going to do. And I will have yarn for that. It's all kind of leftover stuff. This one my mum had used for a shawl, and this one there was a started skein, and then this is on to another skein. It's Fibrespates Scrumptious Lace. The other two colours are from Indie Dyers, and I can't find them anywhere on the internet, so I don't think you can get them anymore, but it's really nice, and it has silk in it as well. So this scrumptious one is a wool silk blend, and so are the other ones. I think there's even some alpaca. There might be alpaca in all of them. I would have to find my yarn ball band. I can't remember. I think there might be. It seems quite fuzzy. Sorry if I'm a bit vague today. Sorry. It's been a wee while. Yay! I'm really chuffed with this one. This is lace. Enjoying working with it. It's slow, but it's a lovely pattern. And because you're working into, it's basically a granny stitch. And because you're working into the spaces between stitches, it's pretty fast. So you're not needing to peer at it and get your needle in the right spot. It's nice and easy. Yeah, it feels gorgeous. It's going to be so light. I really like it. Definitely recommend lace weight. Don't be frightened of it. Give it a go. Especially if you can find a pattern like this one that you're working into the gaps. This is the Not So Granny Wrap by Joanne's Grace. So, whip number 2. Whip number 3 is, of course, the Battenberg blanket. And I'm still enjoying its sunny yellowness. I made sure I got a good bit of work done on this before I went on the podcast with Leanne and Mariette. And I have done a couple of squares since then, but yeah. Here we go. I managed to get a ball of yarn in the charity shop that is 4-ply. It is a shawl Zerber ball. So I was dead happy with that. It's funny because it obviously been maybe used and then frogged because there were some little fluffy bits on it, and it had been wound into a ball. And when I took it up to the counter, the lady at the counter said, I don't know if this is actually all the one colour. It looks like someone's attached lots of different bits into it and made them into a ball. And I said, no, it's all one colour. We're good. And that just cost me £1, so I was happy with that. So, this one, yeah, I did a random extra up here. I don't know why. Got a bit carried away. Yay! It's still growing. Still growing. And I still love it. So at the minute, my main focus has been on those socks. Just because I want to get them finished for my dad. This last week, I've not worked on anything else except those. Need to make sure I get that done in time. As soon as I get them done, I'll probably enjoy the Battenberg for a bit. I probably will. This is a free pattern by Sandra Paul, and you can find it on Ravelry. There's even video tutorial links for how to make the squares, how to do the joining. I've joined mine all on the back. Sorry, I think I have a bit of fibre in the back of my throat. In fact, I'll have a little drink. See if that helps. Yeah. So I am doing the join on the back, join as you go method, as laid out in the pattern. The only change I'm really making is the yellow, and it is Paint Box Yarns. It's this lovely yellow. It's their sock solids, and it's 75% wool and 25% polyamide. And I really like it. I've used this for socks. I have used it in other bits and bobs. I think I made a cardigan using this as well, a little child's cardigan. I made a few things. I really like it. It's soft, it wears well. The socks that I've crocheted in it are lasting brilliantly. My fabulous socks, I designed in this yarn. It was one of their self-striping ones, and I have worn those and worn those and worn those. And then I managed to even do a different photo shoot in them, in the pair that I'd been wearing for a couple of years. Not continually, obviously, but I have been wearing them a lot. And I managed to do a photo shoot, and you can't tell that they have been worn and worn and worn. So I was chuffed with that. So that is one of my most popular patterns. Fabulous socks. And yay! And here are my minis. Gotta love a tray of minis. I just like looking at them, laying them out in colour order, and collecting them. Soon it'll be time to start making sure that I don't go make too many, and because I'm getting close to the end of this blanket, so I will need to watch that I don't make too many of the coloured ones for my blanket. Not likely to happen, I don't think, but something to keep an eye on. Keep an eye on how many I have in there. So I don't think, I had hoped to get this finished in the spring. I don't think that's going to happen, but that's okay. Never mind. I'm alright with that. It'll get done when it gets done. It will definitely be done for next winter unless anything really untoward happens. It will be finished for next winter. It's for me, well, me and my husband for our bed. And yeah, happy. So I have a little incoming. It was, I saw Flora Honeypot, who is Helen Goodman on Instagram, was having a de-stash, and I picked up these. They are brand new. They were in their cellophane, unused. They are stitch markers from Crafternoon Treats, and if I get them right in the right way around, you see we've got a make one right and a make one left, and on this one we have a slip knit and a knit two together, and yeah, quite fancy these. Sometimes I do get those the wrong way around, especially more the make one right and the make one left. I get those muddled up sometimes. Tend to be okay with the slip knit and the knit two together, but I got the pair and they came very quickly. I've ordered a few things before when Helen has a de-stash. She has a separate page on Instagram for her de-stash, and I just have the notifications turned on for that. Shouldn't have probably given away that big secret, but that's how I tend to pounce on it whenever she posts things, because she does have them at reasonable prices, and very reasonable prices, and I have picked up a few things from her in the past. So these were just one of them, and I'm chuffed with those. One of them, these ones are just on a hoop, so they would go over the needles, whereas these ones have got the wee lobster clip. No. But I believe you can still buy these new, so that's why I'm showing them. Here's the logo. Crafternoon Treats Yarns. Yeah, so happy with those. And I think that is about me for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching along today. Like I say, I've got the wee clip of Lachlan coming up. He was pretty cute in it, I think. I haven't watched it back, but I'm assuming he was pretty cute. And yeah, you can grab that and watch that if you like. And if not, then do feel free to just leave me a comment, let me know what you've been working on as you've been watching along. I do enjoy reading those. I think I kept up with the comments a bit better this time than I have on previous episodes. And I wish you all a good couple of weeks, and I will be back here again soon. Bye for now. So here's the wee extra bit at the end of my podcast for those of you who like doggies. This is Lachlan. As you can see, he is loads bigger than the last time I podcasted, because it has been 3 weeks, and he has really grown. You can hear his wee tail wagging against the chair. I've given him some peanut butter in his comb, and that's going to keep him busy while, yeah, everyone can see you. You're right on the camera. So he loves his peanut butter. Peanut butter in the comb. Possibly, pigeon just went by. Possibly the best thing ever. So Lachlan is now out for walks. He's changed so much in the last little while. He's out for walks. He's meeting other dogs, which he loves. He just loves to lick them. He loves splashing in the water. He had his first swim experience by just jumping in a metre deep bit of water, so instantly started swimming, and he loves being in the water. So that is good, because we are right by the sea. Hasn't been in the sea itself yet, really, but he's definitely curious about it. Why not holding that properly? There you go. What else can I tell you about him? he found that he can get up on my bed. My bed is really high, and I was up there one day knitting, and one of my boys was looking after him, but he knew I was through in the bedroom, and he managed to sneak through and get up on my bed, jumped up on my bed. I really didn't think I really didn't think he could get up, but he did, and he was straight into my knitting and my double pointed needles, and got a quick cute picture, and then we aborted that. So I'm needing to be careful what I leave around. He has a definite liking for wool, especially pure wool. I have a few skeins of really sheepy wool, Scottish wool that are lying about, and he is forever finding those, fortunately when I'm right by him, so no harm done, but you do keep finding them, don't you? Yeah. But yeah, he's growing up to be a good boy, aren't you? Yeah. Well, there you go. I think you've had a good look at him. I hope you've enjoyed my podcast today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave me a comment. Do you like the doggy content? Shall I just skip that bit off? I hope I don't skip that bit off, because I do like sharing them. You are a wee treasure, aren't you? Yeah. And he also has his own Instagram account. If you're on Instagram, Lachlan's Life is his Instagram account. There's an underscore between Lachlan's and Life. And yeah, I shared a reel that got 5k views in 24 hours. And I share a crochet reel on my account and crickets. But there was a reel of him on the beach, and it very quickly got loads of views. So yeah, people are liking him over on Instagram. And yeah, so thank you for being with me today. I hope you've enjoyed your time here, and I'll catch you again real soon. Bye bye.